What's going on, everybody? This is Matt Marinoff. Lee Perlman is off tonight. Our special guest is Terry Thayer, and he's on tonight, and we're going to be talking about real estate, talking about automating your real estate and your real estate needs. So we'll be right back after this brief intro. Hey guys, what's going on? This week we've got Terry Thayer stopping by from Raleigh, North Carolina. Hey guys, what's going on? This week we've got Terry Thayer stopping by from Raleigh, North Carolina.
What's up? My name is Terry Thayer out of the Raleigh, North Carolina market, and I'm super excited to be on this episode with Matt coming up here real soon. We're going to be talking about how to make your real estate business from a hustle to an actual business. Look forward to seeing you.
June 16th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go. All right, guys, and we're back. Sorry about the blip in the beginning there. I got a little bit of a new system. Terry, thanks so much for coming on the show tonight.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Excited.
I'm excited to have you too, man. I mean, obviously, I've been following you for a long time. Then I got introduced to you 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago when we were in, what was it, Tennessee?
Yeah, ClickFunnels event.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, you're Terry. Because, you know, we got Charles in common.
Yep.
Charles is like, yo, man, when are you going to the next retreat? I'll show you the text messages he sent me 2 nights ago. It's like, what's it going to take to get you to go? But, Terry, tell people a little bit about yourself. I mean, I could do the intro myself, but there's a lot of, actually, let me do it. Terry's been an entrepreneur since he's a small child, selling anything he could. In 1997, he opened up his first real business as a contracting business. In 2002, he became a real estate investor and has been ever since. After that, being exposed, I guess, to the industry and finding a better way of building successful businesses, today he invests tens of thousands of dollars yearly in his personal development. Many businesses that he's owned producing millions of dollars annually. He works less than 5 hours a week, which is crazy because I spend most of that time 5 hours a week. I probably spend about 15 hours a week in a bathroom. Most of his time is spent in coaching his team and making them better and working with entrepreneurs to avoid the mistakes that he's made over years, and other time spent working on new ways to making money online, including e-commerce, automation company. He's a big believer in making more while working less. So, Terry, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, man, we're done. We're good. You just said it all. So I guess we can wrap it up now.
Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. No, seriously, now, what made you think, like at a young age, obviously, when you say small child, you were selling anything? And what age did you get the bug to like try to sell stuff?
I mean, always. I can remember being in school selling bubble gum and then getting a little bit older, and I would buy these like crappy bikes for like $5, $10 from people, just friends or whatever, and paint them, spray paint them, fix them up, get a few extra new parts for them, and flip them and sell them, and then go off to the next thing, and then I remember I got this little paper route, and we had in New York where I grew up, we had a morning and an afternoon paper. So I started with, I don't remember, one of the two, morning and afternoon, but it was a small little route, and it wasn't enough, right? I needed more. And then I went from maybe I think I started the afternoon, then I got the morning, and I I had this huge route and I was just like absolutely crushing it. And it was never enough, right? Just always wanted more, and then got into contracting with my dad anytime, any chance we got, like summers, any kind of vacation, stuff like that. And yeah, and then after doing that for many years and then becoming a contractor myself and my own contracting business, it was like, okay, being a contractor is cool, but I want to be that guy, like the builder who's actually hiring all these contractors.
Right.
And so I went out and got my GC license and thought I was going to be a builder, which I am a builder. I mean, we build houses every single year, but it just turned into like this whole massive thing of all types of different, most of my friends that are builders, they're just builders. Like we're real estate investors. We have all the different strategies and we're not just a one trick pony,
Right. Interesting.
So grateful that it was never even enough in that space, and then start venturing off in all the other different ways of doing things in real estate.
Right. That's cool. So you're always traveling, it seems, all the time. You spent the month, where were you for about a month or so?
5 months.
Was it 5 months?
Yeah. I moved to Cabo for 5 months. So
That's
last
crazy.
year we got the riots, COVID hits, like it was just chaos here, right? And I'm like, gyms are closed. I'm like, we got to get out of here. Like I was like, just felt like almost like claustrophobic, like everything was closing. So I'm like, where can we go where it's not too far away? We can cross a border or something. And it's still somewhat Americanized. And we figured out Cabo. We went to Cabo. We went to a resort. I stayed there we went for a week. And while we're there, we were looking at different houses, meeting with realtors. And then I stayed 2 more weeks, finalizing everything. Got this house, a beautiful house, like literally on the cliff.
Yeah.
Overlooking the Pacific Ocean. I mean, the most gorgeous views ever.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we were able to, we had the opportunity of living in Cabo with that type of view for 5 months. We came back in December.
So when you said to your wife, let's get out of here, was she envisioning like maybe 1 to 2 weeks? Like, now we're going to go for 5 months?
No, no, for surely not. We were talking like 3 months, maybe at first, 3, maybe 4. And it turned into 5. I was getting ready to sign a 1-year lease, and she's like, "Oh, we're homesick. We want to go home." So
Right.
we ended up coming back. But this has been, let's see, 4 or 5 years in a row where we would take off every year around the summertime for about 3 months. It
Nice.
started off as a month, 2 months, 3 months, then we did 5 months last year. So we did 3 months a couple years in a row, and then last year we did 5 months.
Interesting.
So it's like, develop your business so you can run it anywhere in the country. And people are like, "Oh, in real estate, you can't do that." Well, I did.
Well, that's what I try to tell my wife. I live here in Jersey. I joke around, I call it Dirty Jersey. But, I live here in Jersey, and I'm like, babe, we could do this anywhere. Like, I can literally do my business anywhere. Before talking to you, I was talking to somebody in South Jersey, not that far. But before that, I was talking to somebody in California. Before that, I was talking to somebody in Arizona. I don't need to meet people, realistically. I mean, I love to do live events. I love the interaction. I would love to go get on a plane and actually go somewhere and train people and show them what I do and show them how exciting this side of the business is. So I'm right there with you. Unfortunately, I've got my mom here. Unfortunately, I got my mom here. I got my mother-in-law here. I've got my dogs. I got my 2 kids. So it's a little harder for me. So it is what it is. I got a couple of questions I want to ask.
Sure.
So feel free to say yes or no, or you don't want to answer these questions. When did you first start and really get started in real estate?
2002. I mean, in 2002. I'll tell you what happened in 2002. So I worked for my dad, plus I had my own contracting business,
Right.
All the way up to 2000. In 2000, I left him. I had 250 guys under me, between his business, his guys, and my guys I had a contracting business that subcontracted from his company, right? And I got to the point where I was just like, it was like, to me, it was like Groundhog Day. Remember that movie Groundhog Day? I felt like I went to sleep, I'd wake up, same thing. Went to sleep, and it was boring. It didn't keep me engaged. So I quit. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I started renovating houses, doing little projects, big, and then they got bigger and bigger. And then a friend of mine and we bought a house over by NC State University, cut the roof off and put a second floor addition, turned it into a 4-bedroom, 4-bath to rent it out for $650 per room. You know, we were all into this house for less than 200 grand.
Okay.
And yeah, so it was a good cash flowing property. So that's what got things sparked. So while we were doing this house, we were just doing it like it was like a project, really. We weren't a business, nothing. We literally just bought this and did this. Well, while we were building this house, we went down the road to this little sign shop for $30, had the sign made up of this pretend company because we weren't a company, Titan Development. Put the sign out there. Next thing we know, we're buying up houses throughout this entire neighborhood. So we ended up, I mean, if I had to guess, I drove through there about 6 months ago, five or 6 months ago, right after I got back from Cabo, to a neighborhood. I'm like, yeah, I did that house, that house, that house. I was telling my wife, it was what, almost 20 years ago, 19 years ago. And there was probably somewhere between 30 and 40 houses that we did just in this one little neighborhood. And then we started going into other neighborhoods and we were buying houses, tearing them down, building them new. We were cutting the roofs off, putting second floors, doing additions off the back, doing full renovations, and just flipping these houses.
So you were obviously having fun doing it.
And
making money doing it.
Yeah.
Right now, currently, what would you say that your most favorite way of marketing is in reaching people?
PPC. I just started TV yesterday. So we'll see. We just started getting our first couple of leads. I literally just went live on TV all throughout almost the entire state of North Carolina. So we'll see how that goes. I would say number one lead source for us is PPC. Love PPC. We've got PPC. We get SEO as well. We've been working on SEO for probably about 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
We've been getting deals and converting for at least a year, maybe a little bit better than a year.
Mm-hmm.
And our second means is cold calling.
Okay. Do you cold call?
No, heck no. Nobody in my office cold calls. I don't even talk to sellers. It's funny. I don't even have a log into my CRM anymore. Like, I don't need that. Like, that's not the highest and best use of my time. Like, I went into one of my guys' office today and I'm like, look, this. Why the hell am I talking to you? Why am I having to come back behind you and talk? It's just like holding somebody accountable, right? But I'm like, it's costing us money by me being in here talking about this when I can be doing other things that generate more income into our businesses. You know what I'm saying?
And you have people that are strong enough on the phone that are closing for you.
Oh, heck yeah. So we've got an acquisitions team. We've got follow-up managers. I just started hiring virtual acquisitions managers and virtual follow-up managers. And then we got a crap ton of cold callers as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a brand new thing for us is the virtual acquisition. So we'll see how that goes.
That's amazing. I know that you have an event that you do called the Tab Retreat.
Yep.
Right. And obviously, our buddy Charles always breaks my chops about going whenever he wants to sit next to me on the plane. He wants to take a nap on my shoulder. You know how he is.
He's a big fluffy guy.
He's a big fluffy guy. He's a big teddy bear. Yeah. So tell me like you're talking to me like nobody else is watching. What is the retreat that you offer and why should people go to it? What is the purpose of it?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, what is Tab? This is the shirt, by the way. I'm doing 75 hard. You know about 75 hard?
I do.
I just did my second workout. It was a walk real quick before we got on this, so I'm in kind of like gym clothes. So Tab stands for the absolute best. So the absolute best retreat for real estate investors. This is the fifth one that we're doing. Fifth one should have been last year, got canceled because of COVID. We do it every September. So this year it's September 11th through 18th. This one is going to be in Cancun. Not Cancun when people think of Cancun like the Myrtle Beach, like Cancun up north. This is south going towards like Playa del Carmen. Really beautiful area, Cancun.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it? It's a week long. You arrive on Saturday. We do a welcoming party. We're shooting to have about 500-600 people there. We're going to start dropping the speaker lineup. We have the most amazing speaker lineup in probably real estate investing history.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to start dripping that. I hope Friday. We were just doing the final details today, maybe even tomorrow. Who knows? But we're going to start dripping that. We arrived there on Saturday. We have a welcoming party. And then we have Sunday. We're changing it up a little bit this year because of something that happened. Someone booked the event space just before I did for the one day. So anyways, so we had to make a few adjustments. So on Monday, I'm going to be renting a couple big like catamaran party boats. And we're going to go out there, party for the day. They drop us off at this island. We go snorkeling. They feed us, drink. It's just a big part. But it's cool that we do it in the beginning of the week because that's where like everybody connects. They get to know each other. Relationships start building. It just sets the tone for the rest of the week.
Right.
So then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 1. Well, first of all, we've got like a trade center or trade show. So from 8 to 9, we've got sponsors out there, different vendors that come out, and they're set up like a trade show. Mm-hmm. 9, we come into the room. 9 to 1, it's production, speakers, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So we got all the speakers speaking. Then from 1 to 2:30, each speaker has its own table. Up to 10 people, and some of the sponsors, up to 10 people can sign up to have lunch with each one of those speakers or sponsors. So it's a small group, have lunch. So from 1 to 2:30, they're eating lunch, getting to know that person, picking their brain, talking to them about what they're doing in their business. And I'll tell you what, people that are going to be on the stage this year, they're doing big, 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 big things, like some of the biggest in the business, right? And big, well-known people on social. And so people you definitely want to spend time with, right? And my event is different. What's different about my event, every event that you go to, you get speakers, they come, they get up on stage, they do their thing, and then they get down, they're gone. You don't get to see them, hang out with them. Like my speakers are required to be there the entire week. So they're going to be hanging out at the pool with you. Yeah, like these people are going to be, it's like a real person, just hanging out with you at any point in time. So then after that lunch, that 2:30 on, it's more like vacation, do what you want. People are hanging out the swim up bar. They're going out to dinner afterwards, or going to the spa excursion, stuff like that. Thursday is a completely free day. It's like a vacation day. Do whatever you want. And then we're back in the room Friday. So it's 4 days, 4 hours each one a day. And then Friday night, we do a farewell party, dinner, and then everyone heads home on Saturday morning. So it's like, it's really like people that went to the very first one 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like there's people still like across the country that have met there and become great friends, have done business deals together, just like really good connections that come out of it, and good content, good education. Yeah.
That's great. Hold on 1 second. I'll get on to the next question. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Energy. You can tell he's real. There's no BS talk.
Listening to Matthew Marinoff for a good amount of time, like a light bulb went off. I was like, wait a minute, I've got to learn more about that short sale process. What is one thing that really stuck out in your mind that you learned that you may not have known prior to coming today?
Everything.
Cool to actually see people's body language change throughout the course of the day. Their arms were crossed, now they're wide open, they're laughing.
We're back. So we've got Terry Thayer on the show today, and obviously we're talking about real estate. And we're talking a little bit about automation, and we're going to get into a couple of different things. Terry, Terry, one of the things that you're doing, and you seem to be very passionate about, is coaching people. Why did you feel that there was a need to be or enter into that realm of coaching? Because there's a ton of people out there that call them, some coaches and influencers. Why did you get involved in it?
So it started off where I was like doing it to appease my wife, and I'll tell you that story real quick. So we used to be with a coaching program, and they reach out to us and they're like, "Hey, after being in a couple of years, hey, I'd love for you guys to be coaches." And I'm like, I don't have enough time. I don't have time for that. Like, last thing I need to do is be coaching. Like, I need to be working on my business, right? We're building my business. And she kept pushing. We should get back, like, all the things that we've been through, like helping people out. I'm like, all right, whatever, let's try. And we started doing this coaching, and I just like, it just lit me up. The energy it gave me, it was like, I loved it, right? So then after doing that for a little while for them, ended up leaving them, and ended up, that's when I started doing the Tab Retreat. And then shortly after doing a Tab Retreat, people were asking me about coaching. I was like, yeah, sure. Like, let's do it. And so I always freaking loved it, man. It was just like, gives me energy. I love giving back, love helping people, love watching people literally go from struggle and hustle into taking their business, automating their business, and just really turn it into a business, because real estate is very much a hustle.
That's amazing.
So it's like, how do you turn it in? So yeah, it was just something that just kept evolving, and now we really put together a different program that is very focused on marketing, acquisitions, sales, converting deals, systems, processes, people, getting the right people in place, and then really just start to build a team around you so you can remove yourself.
That's amazing. What do you think the biggest thing that people get out of having you as a coach? What's the biggest experience? Or I'm sure you ask people, like,
systems.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I mean, it's systems. It's allowing them to own their business versus their business owning them. Like, instead of working 100 hours a week and feeling guilty because you took off a couple of days to go to the beach or something, or go on a little vacation, like literally being able to take off a couple of weeks at a time or a month at a time and have things still run and still be making money. And not only that, like, real estate's a vehicle. Like, it allows you to take this money, and if you just stick in just real estate, like, I don't think that's the best and best use of what you should be doing. I think you should take that money, invest it into other things or other businesses, and start to build and stack and create more generational wealth over time.
What is it that you do? You do stuff with the e-commerce?
Yeah, e-commerce. Yeah.
And
that's a newer venture. I've been working on that since late 2019. Got into it, working, like, trying to figure it out for myself. Then learned about automation. I started buying stores from other people and realized that, like, the way these people were running these companies, I'm like, this is silly. Like, there's so many better ways of doing this. Like, I'm figuring this out as we're going through it. Right. And so I took it in my own hands, and we started building and developing our own company. And so what we do is we sell Amazon and Walmart stores. We have our own team. Like, a lot of people can't say that. Like, a lot of people, they will sell it and then they outsource it to a team overseas in, like, Bangladesh or something. And it's not their people. It's just like subcontractors, basically. So we rebuilt the team, rebuilt the system, rebuilt the SOPs. We have all the different departments. They're directly, like, my Slack is blowing up all day long, just watching them all communicate with each other and reproduce results for these people. So someone buys let's say a Walmart store from me. They buy a Walmart store from me, and we get everything set up. Once we get everything set up, it takes a little while to get them connected. Then we manage, like, we put products in their store. We're selling everything for them in the store. We're doing the customer service, everything. One person,
you're as a client, helping. You're not talking product. You're talking about helping people build stores.
No, the whole thing we do. It's fully automated, to meaning it's passive. Like, the only thing the client does, they receive a payment, direct deposit, twice a month. and they have to pay off their credit cards, pay their credit cards down from the products that are being purchased. And then we send them a bill once a month for our 30%. We do 70-30 splits on the back end. So we get our 30%. And then they're getting all the profits. And it's basically like a Walmart store. In about 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 months, it just depends. There's a whole lot of variables there. It takes us to get that store up to about 100,000 in sales per month. And we're averaging between 15 and 20-25% margins. It just depends on the time of the year, the products, so many different variables. But let's just say 15-20% margins. So if we're doing 100 grand, the profits on it's 20 grand. They get 70% of that. We get 30% of that. And they do nothing but pay off their credit cards and pay us once a month.
But how much does it cost to get involved in business?
So there's 4 different types of stores, 4 different products, 4 different pros and cons to them. The one I just mentioned is 40,000.
I mean, $40,000 for a startup. But is there any type of guarantee return that they're making on that 40,000 investment?
Yeah, actually, we give a guarantee. So there's different guarantees for different types of stores, again, because they scale differently. Right. That particular store that I'm talking about, that Walmart store, we give a 12-month guarantee. So at the end of 12 months, say you buy a store from me for 40 grand. At the end of 12 months, you've only received back so far 35,000, and you've done everything on your part, right? There's terms and conditions. Obviously, we need to protect ourselves. We can't just say this, and then you have a $5,000 limit credit card, and you don't allow us to get to that point.
Right.
Then the guarantee doesn't stay into effect. But you do everything on your side. You only get 35,000 at the end of the month or end of the year. We send you a check for $5,000. Now you get 40, and we continue to run the store, and you're profiting from that point.
What if somebody did? And this is it's making me think in the back of my head. I should set you up with someone who actually does business credit, and I think that you guys would actually mesh really well together.
Yeah, I have one contact. My guy's actually, he's up in Jersey or Maryland or something like that. The guy I deal with now, that he gets them credit, business credit.
Is his name Joe?
No.
Yeah, you guys should definitely talk.
Okay.
Because
yeah.
You're talking about somebody that maybe they don't have the greatest credit, but they have amazing business credit. You really don't care about your personal credit, but you care about your business credit, and have the business credit. You have the money there anyway, right?
Right.
Why not utilize it? It's there for a reason. And anybody that understands how business credit works is the more credit you have, it's like the more credit they want to give you, as long as you're paying it.
Exactly.
So that's interesting. We'll talk about that off camera. So
for sure.
There's a fun fact about you that we asked people to send in a fun fact. So in 2014, you actually went to a mastermind, you got home, and it literally inspired you to fire your whole team?
Yeah, the whole team, 16 people.
What did they say when you fired them?
So I got this wild hair. I'm like, this is really when my journey began, from being like a technician in my business, doing everything, a control freak, to start really expanding to be able to do things I do today. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, but I know if I keep doing what I'm doing, nothing's going to change. So I went back, I got rid of everybody. And it was in 2014, like there was so much going on. Things were really kicking up. So everyone fell into place. And you know what, at the end of the day, it probably was better for everybody. You know how it works. Like, you don't know, I wish I could go back and interview them. Like, what happened? Like, each and every single one of them. I never heard anything bad from any of them. They all did their thing. But yeah, I mean, it was just a decision, not that I liked, but it was something I had to do for myself in order to get to the next level. And what it was is I fired all my people. They were all not contractors. They're all carpenters. So I used to have 16 carpenters working for me, and trucks, trailers, equipment, all this stuff. And we would do every part of the job. Well, you can't control things, and you're managing people. It's hard to control things when you have it like that. So I wanted to make a change and start having subcontractors versus doing everything myself.
Let's see here. Is that right? My assistant put this stuff up.
Yes. Yep.
Guys, if you want to reach out to Terry directly, obviously you can email him, but I'm assuming he likes his phone like I do. I love my phone. You can reach him at
Yeah.
919-369-4994. I'm going to auction off my dog on eBay after this live. That dog barks at the most obscure times when I'm trying to do videos. But
That's how it works.
100%. Terry, if people want to reach you, they can reach you on is this your cell number or is this your work? This
is my cell number. It's probably the worst way because I never pick up my cell. I literally leave my phone face down all day. And if I need it, I pick it up and use it. My best way of contacting me is Instagram. Like that's where I communicate to most of people. My Instagram is Terry Thayer II.
I think I got it here. That's something here. I think this is it.
Yep.
So this is basically, I'm going to leave this up for the rest of the show. This is how you can reach out, to Terry directly if you have any questions about the real estate business. If you, thinking about putting some type of systemization in place, if you're thinking about getting involved in the e-commerce business, if you have credit, but you're looking into business credit, obviously you can reach out to Terry as well. Terry, is there anything that you'd want people to know before, we get to the end of the show? We got about 7 minutes left.
Anything I want people to know?
Let me put it this way. There's so many people in life that work 9 to 5 and they're slowly dying inside. And for me, like, I love what I do. But most people don't love what they do in life. And I guess no matter what you do, exercising, eat right, whatever it is, each day, regardless, you get older, you're basically dying a little bit every day. That's how I look at it. And it might be more, but it might not be. But is there any advice that you would give somebody that's watching this, that's on the cusp of, I want to take it to the next level, or I gotta get out of my 9 to 5 job? What would you say to somebody?
Oh, it's a good point. The 9 to 5. I mean, a lot of people that come to me, they're either one of those people you just said. Like they've been doing this a while. Mm-hmm. They might have 1 or 2 people in acquisitions, people cold call. Like they just don't have their marketing down right. They don't have they're not tracking it right. So I start asking questions like, okay, you have cold callers. Okay, how many dials are your cold callers producing every single day? How many leads are they generating for you every single day? Like how much you paying for the cold callers? What hours are they working? Like there's all these different things that just little tweaks make huge difference. So it starts with marketing. Conversion is a big thing, but it's a lot of people that come to me, they're stuck in that spot. Like they feel like they can't hire more people. They can't increase their marketing because they're bringing in, 10, 15, maybe $20,000 a month, and they need that to live, or maybe live and plus a little bit more. But it's something I give them the opportunity. I show them the path of how to put the right systems in place to get the marketing flowing, and then to be able to convert it, and then start really building that team. Number one. Number two, the other person is, I'm working full-time job. I'm doing some deals here and there, but it's not enough to get rid of my full-time job. I mean, what it comes down to is KPIs. Like I literally run my entire business. I told you, I don't have a login for my CRM, right? I go to my CFO once a week, which is Wednesdays. We're looking at KPIs, like what's going on here. Okay, if we tweak this here, we need to do this. This person needs a little bit more training. We need to call more marketing here. We need to back off our marketing here. It's literally, I look at my business from a grid. And if you're not looking at your business from the sense of KPIs, it's hard to grow. It's hard to manage. It's hard to take it to the next level, and that's what we do.
Well, obviously, so one of my listeners asked how they could sign up. So, Andrew, you could sign up by or reaching out to Terry by any one of these means that's on the screen. And I wish you the best. The guy's a savage. I mean, I mean, we hung out a lot during the ClickFunnels event with our
Yes, we did. That was a
buddy.
good time. That was a really good time.
It was a good time with our buddy over there, Dan Zatowski.
Yep. And Ray
and Ray
and Christy
and Chris. Two of them are very funny together.
Remember, Christy's like this big, right? She's like this little tiny girl. She had a couple glasses of wine, and oh, she was a blast. We had a great time.
It was great sitting next to him the next morning because Ray was like, "Hey, what's going on, guys?" Christy was like,
"Yep."
But it's all good, man. It's a great group of people. I know things got messed up last year. I think they're doing it. Are they doing it virtual again this year?
Honestly, I haven't even heard anything. I don't know why. Typically, I get emails. I don't know if I opted out of their email list. I don't know what happened. I mean,
if anything, it's great for networking and meeting people and getting to meet, similar to your retreat. And obviously, if people want to know about that, they can reach out to you directly to find out about the retreat itself.
Yeah.
And I loved having you in the show tonight. I appreciate you stopping by. I know you're a busy guy. I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, you were pretty dead on. I didn't have to lead the conversation tonight, and which is pretty good. Usually, I have my co-host, so I feel a little light heavy on the left side of me. But Ty, I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me, Andrew. I sent you a DM on Facebook, so I saw you on the group there. So I sent you a quick DM, and yeah, Matt, I really appreciate it. Look forward to hanging out next time, and maybe we can get you traveling down to Mexico in September.
You know what? You never know. Hold on, guys.
You never know.
Until next time, we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Terry, hold on one sec.